What up, internet? This is Risko Funk. I'm working on a beat here, and I'm just gonna talk you guys through my process. So I just found a sample. I'm gonna drag it into Ableton, and I'm gonna choose slicing mode on the sampler, and I'm gonna start changing the slice markers because there's only certain parts that I want to trigger. I don't want every little bit of it chopped up into pieces. I'm working with chunks today, so. Setting a warp marker there. Then I'm gonna get rid of these last two markers. Alright, so these 5 pieces are all I want to work with. And I'm kind of happy accidenting my way through it. Found a cool little section and looped it. You can do this by holding the record and new buttons on your push 2. Another thing you can do is you can click this it's called Capture MIDI button. It's next to the session record button at the top of your screen, right under the title of whatever your beat is. Now we're moving around, we're getting some drums going. I'm about to start adding some hi-hats. Copying it over, changing the velocity a little bit. Just kind of give it some bounce. Velocity's going up and down. And then we're just gonna take those 4 and we're gonna copy them all over the place. And that's pretty much how I do hats whenever I'm not doing them on the push. This whole beat was clicked in, so going to the grid, changing it to a third, making some little hi-hat rolls. In a second, I'm about to do the open hats. There we go. Here come the open hats. Now, in my last video, I showed you guys how I put this drum kit together, or this drum rack together in Ableton. And I have my open hats get cut off by my closed hats, and here's how it sounds in real time. So that open hat is not allowed to go past any closed hat that comes right after it. So if you want to learn how to do that, or if you don't know how to do that, just put those 2 drums in the same group in your drum track, in your drum rack, I mean. And once they're in the same group, then they affect each other. So whenever you play that open hat, as soon as you press the closed hat right after it, it's gonna cut it off. And now we're gonna open a new pattern, and I'm gonna shift the clap over so that it kind of runs into the snare in a really cool way. Like that. And a little goes a long way in this. You don't need to have the clap super far out there. I mean, you could if you want to do some West Coast stuff. But that's not what I'm doing here. So now we're moving on to the 808, finding out what the right note is, what note I want to go with, and that's it. That's the one. So now that I have that, I'm gonna get these 2 notes. I'm gonna hit the legato button so that they meet each other like that. And then we're gonna pitch them down now that we know that we have the right notes, because bass notes can get confusing sometimes. Now I'm going in here and I'm adding more notes, kind of following the kick a little bit. We're gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna put an 808 somewhere where there's not a kick, just so we have like a little extra bounce. And if you guys have been following me for a while, bouncing is kind of my thing. Damn near all my beats do it. So here I'm about to duplicate this 1-bar loop that I have. And on the I'm deleting the note out of the first bar so that I could have it in the second bar, just kind of give variation. That's dope. Whew. In a second, we're gonna add some keys and build some chords. Here we go. And I honestly don't know what this chord that I'm building is called. I just moved a bunch of notes around till I found the sound that I wanted. I'm pretty sure it's like an E minor 7th or some. I don't know. I just just moved them around till they sounded nice. But I do know that I didn't like this piano, so in a second we're going to change this sound to something a little more fitting. I wound up going with this electric piano type synth in Ableton. No, it's not even a synth, it's like an instrument with a wave sample. Now we're throwing a filter on it because I wanted to kind of automate the open and close of it just to give it a little bit more bounce. Again, just kind of something I always do. Playing with the timing settings, I think I wind up with like a half bar setting or whatever. Like whatever this is, I think is what I wound up going with. And right now I think I was using a triangle wave, but I switched to like a sine wave. Just had like a smoother bounce to it. There we go. And then all together it sounds like this. Like a strum. There's actually a strum feature inside of Ableton 12, but I didn't feel like going and learning it, so I just did it the old school way. Just moving notes back and forth until I find like a strum that sounds convincing to me. Apologies if you hear Call of Duty going off in the background. The homie just invited me to a game. And that's pretty much how we do that. So yeah, that was the process for making this beat. Appreciate you guys watching, and if you like this video and you want to see more of them, please consider following, subscribing, drop a comment, let me know what you think. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.